Hello students, I'm back again, Mr. Vasas, with another tutorial of online music making. This one is called Auto Chords. Auto Chords is a music creation, music theory online tool. It's great, and let me show you how. Or let me show you why it's great. So up here you can just type in autochords.com. Boom. This website is, of course, a promotion for the app, which is over here. So here's how Auto Chords works. Auto Chords is based around some fairly um, advanced music theory concepts. When I say advanced, I mean advanced for kindergarten through fourth grade. Um, but it may be advanced in the labels and in the music theory terms, but for most people who are living in societies influenced by Western European music, these theory words are just the words that represent the things people already know. I get people who will talk to me when they find out I'm a music teacher and be like, "Oh, I play music, but I don't know anything about music theory." And the answer is, if you play music and you correct yourself when you're playing, you have to have some knowledge of music theory. You might not know the symbols, you might not know the actual rules behind it, um, but you it's I feel weird saying this, but it's you feel the music theory even if you don't actually have the ability to spit back what the terms and the words are. So in some other time, I would maybe be able to explain to you what all this stuff means. And certainly as you grow up, you can seek out information, or maybe you'll have a class where this will be taught to you. But I'm just going to show you how this works, and you can try to investigate the music theory itself later. So we've got the progression buttons, where you can either play and it'll advance through, or you can play each individual thing. And you also have the chords in the key. Um, this obviously does not include all chords, and it doesn't include something called secondary chords or those kind of things. Just like I said, well, that's getting into more advanced music theory. But here's how it would work if you were trying to write a song and you needed some assistance. Um, let's say you are just learning how to play the piano. There's some boys and girls, some students in my classes who already know what the music notes are, but this kind of stuff is alien to them. It doesn't make much sense. How it works is let's say you would like to write a song. Here's some chord progressions, and we'll just start with classic doo-wop like this. I had a sandwich. My dog ate it. I had a dog food sandwich. I was feeding it to my dog. Rain was falling down. I dropped the sandwich on the floor. My dog ate the sandwich anyway. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that would be, I just kind of clicked the chords and got a beat. But then there's other chord options here. So you got like alternative chords. So basically, this auto chords is kind of getting kids to think like a chord-oriented songwriter, a songwriter that sits down at a piano or sits down at a guitar and tries to play the chords and makes up a song from there. What's really awesome about this is that they have suggestions. So, for instance, look at you've got alternative, canon, cliche, cliche 2, creepy, creepy 2, endless, energetic, grungy, memories, rebellious, sad, simple, simple 2, 12-bar blues, whistle. You got all of these options, and they all do different things. So, like, just to prove it to you, let's do endless. And now, switch it to guitar. These stay the same. But what happens is that now when you press, I'll keep it on endless and press play. Cliche. Creepy. Now you might be like, there ain't nothing creepy about that. Well, that's because you have to mess around with some of the other elements. So like maybe you want it, instead of C, let's make it, there's nothing inherently creepy about C sharp unless you are a violin player. But you know, maybe C sharp minor. Let's do that. No, I press it. I mean, that sounds kind of creepy. So, like, watch. You know, that sounds like that could be about bones or skeletons or something like that. And, you know, you got all of these options here, and it can help you learn how progressions lead through songs. You know, how does this actually connect with a song? Well, or songwriting. Well, I have a whole bunch of kids in my classes who use all of my online music making apps, and they come up to me when they're in it, and they're saying, when they're working on it, and they'll say stuff like, "If only I could use the piano. If only I had a guitar," because I don't really hear these electronic drum beats, or you know, like something like Acid Machine, which I did in a previous video, where it's like this electronic music, techno music. They're looking for something more based in piano chords or guitar chords. So like, let me just pick with memories, and we're gonna make it D, and let's make it D major. So we have D, G, D, A, that's the main progression. Here's some alternatives: B minor, E minor, B minor, F sharp minor. Now, I just happen to have a guitar sitting right here, and I'm not going to plug it in or anything, but like, out of here. And if I go ahead and I play these chords, you know, I got, that's B minor, E minor, B minor, F sharp minor. I mean, as a songwriter, that's what you want. You want to be able to see these chords and start thinking about, like, well, does that make a song? I mean, it sounds pretty. To F sharp minor, which is right here. And if you're playing this on the piano, it actually spells it out for you: F sharp, A, and C sharp. And so if you know what those notes are, you can do that. I get kids that will say, I just don't know how to do this stuff. Or I'll have adults that will say, I don't know how to do this. And the answer is, it's a time thing. I've said it before, there's no magic pixie dust that sprinkles you with talent. You have a commitment to it, you face your challenges, and you try to practice. This is not me being condescending, which means trying to talk down to people. I know this from experience. I know this, every person that's ever practiced understands that you just kind of have to make it happen by working on it over and over again. And as you work on it, you use your brain, and you try to figure out how to work smarter, and you keep practicing, and you face your challenges. My fingers aren't the longest I've ever seen. They're not like short. I'm very proud of my fingers. I think that they work fine, but I meet people sometimes that have these like hands where their fingers, are almost a whole, seems like a whole other segment of a finger longer than mine. Like instead of having 3 segments, they have 4. I mean, nobody that I know has 4. Um, Maybe you do. If you do, you can take a picture of it and send it to me. I've never seen, I don't think I've ever seen 4 segmented fingers before. But I'm being completely honest when I say I meet people and they have these really long fingers and a big long hand, and I think that person should be playing the guitar. Wow, they'd have a good time on the guitar. They'd really be able to do it. And you can't face those things with your own body and be like, I'm not going to do it. I mean, for whatever reason, um, I wanted to keep playing the guitar, so I did. And when it was hard for me, I just kept playing. It's like you get the calluses on the edges of your fingers. It's the little hard part on your fingers. It hurts. Sometimes people will look at all this stuff and they'll be like, this is too hard. I can't figure it out. And the answer is, this site is here. Then there's also stuff like piano. Like I'm just going to say piano notes, image. All I did was write an image. And look, here are all the notes. I mean, they even got the note names, all sorts of note names here. They got the dots. You can say guitar chord shapes. And here's these huge maps with guitar chords and how you should play them. And if you're like, I don't know how to read this system, how does this work? Well, then you can say, how to read guitar chords, guitar chord shapes. Here's an explanation, but I'm sure you go here and you got videos. We live in this regard, if you have the internet and you have the ability to get the data streamed to a device, we live in a great time for this kind of stuff. And this is why something like Auto Chords can really help you if you're trying to write a song, chord-based songs. It can get you out of ruts if you've been writing all your songs in the key of G, or maybe you've been writing all your songs in the key of C because those are the keys on the piano that are white notes. Well, you can figure out that sometimes it's easier to place piano songs in C sharp. I could keep talking about this for hours and hours and hours. I won't. I know you guys are very busy. But this is Auto Chords. I love this very, very simple website for helping you kind of start to familiarize yourself with chords. If you have any questions about this, you can reach out to me. I might be slow to respond if the new baby is already here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day and the rest of the week and the rest of the school year. See you later. Bye.